Hey up and welcome to the video. And this location I've come to this morning is absolutely stunning. Stunning for the heather. It's the best heather I've seen so far this year. And in with the heather we've got bracken that's vibrant green, but some of it's also turned orange and brown. So we're getting shots like this morning. And yeah, really nice. So before we get into this location, I want to take you back to last week. Last week I didn't shoot a vlog, but I did go out and do some still photography, some drone photography, waterfalls, heather. So let's have a look at that before we have a look at this location. So last week I went in search of heather. And the first place I went to visit was the Bamford Edge area, and I took Helen with me and we had a walk up onto Bamford Edge, and this was very much a little bit of training for Helen for when we go to the Lake District, and she did really well getting up there. It was me who was doing more of the huff and puff than she was. So we went up onto Bamford Moor. And up there, as well as the heather, you've got some nice stone walls, and they've started to crumble. There wasn't a single candle of light up there. So the best shot I got was this, without the light. And this shot for me would be a keeper with the light. It doesn't look too bad, but put some light on there and that would be a bit of a keeper. But it was a good find. It was a good find, and we'll go back there probably next year now and get that shot, hopefully with some light. On the way back down, you walk on the edge of some woodland, and that's called Priddock Wood. And as we went through there, I took this shot, and this is very much a keeper. The trees here were very gnarly, just a little bit like Padley Gorge actually. So this was a nice find, and definitely a keeper. And there was one or two other shots there I took, but I think this, what I'm showing you now, was the best. And you'll see these maps I'm putting up, and that's so I can share with you where these locations and compositions are. So the title of this video, finders, keepers to share with you. Next I took Helen down to the Yorkshire Bridge waterfall, and I thought, you know what, summer, I wasn't expecting much from this waterfall really. Summer months waterfalls tend to run very weak with very little water power, but this one I was quietly surprised because it looked like this. And not just that, we've got this nice piece of bracken in the left hand side of the frame, and that really made the shot for me. So for this shot, this was a keeper. I then went to this location, which is Stanton Moor in the Peak District. Now this location was very much a mixed bag. We'd got real nice colours in the heather, just like this location this morning, but then we'd got lots of dead areas of heather, and it looked like it was end of the season, end of the heather season. So the opportunities here weren't so good. I did get a few shots, so here's a shot of the corkstone sitting within the heather, and then I also got this other shot a bit further down of this tree, and I have taken this tree before, but this particular shot I wasn't quite happy with because the main tree had no separation from it. Very nice colours in the shot, but I really wanted that tree to be separated, so this is half a keeper, I think. The drone stills I got, I was quite happy with. So here's the best drone still that I got, and I'm very much getting into capturing stills with a drone, and more about that in some of the upcoming videos. We then went to a place in the Peak District just outside Darleydale called Two Dales, and this area was pointed out to me by a Nottingham photographer, Lee Fallows, so thank you very much for this find, Lee. The village of Two Dales is very, very small, the roads are narrow, so parking is very difficult, and if you go there, it's the parking is very challenging. Now there's two waterfalls here. We went to the first one, here it is, and I was very underwhelmed. As you can see, there wasn't much water flowing, and it wasn't very accessible, lots of foliage and branches in the way. 15 minutes further on up the trail there was another waterfall. I kind of thought, am I going to carry on and walk another 15 minutes to see a waterfall that might underwhelm me? Well, I did carry on, and the trek up there is a little bit sketchy, but when I got there, this is what was in front of me. And this probably was the best find of the week. This particular waterfall looked amazing, really nice, gorgeous. What else can you say about it? Bearing in mind, when we get to autumn, that waterfall with a few more litres of water running down it will be probably spectacular. There was also some small ponds as well along that path with mirror still water in for some reflection shots. So I'm going to go back to that location in autumn and do an autumn shoot there. But if you do go, just be careful with the parking. There is a private road there, so just be really careful. You don't want to go there and get clamped or anything. Anyway, back to this location, and what we're going to do now, we're going to go back to when I first got here this morning. So I did come here for sunrise, and we did have a little bit of a sunrise, not spectacular, but we did get something in the can, and I did take a few more shots here. But this location is another one to return to, and even this late in August, it's looking good. It's looking really good. And one thing I've learnt the past few weeks is that the heather starts early in one location and starts later in another. So maybe Stanton Moor we need to go earlier, and here we can clearly come later because it is looking very, very nice. So let's go back to what time was it? 5:30 this morning, 5:45 this morning, and we'll see how the morning progressed. Well, it's 30 minutes before sunrise, and this location I don't know well enough to find an instant composition, so I'm quickly walking round to try and find something that I can put into the frame for sunrise. The heather here is gorgeous, and we've also got some autumnal looking ferns as well. So I've probably got, I would say I need to give myself 15 minutes to find a composition that's going to fit into this sunrise. And this is always harder because you start to feel under pressure now to make the most of sunrise. There's a little bit of cloud up there in the sky, but yeah, you feel the pressure of, I need to find something that's going to fit in a composition. I'd like to get the heather in because I think this is the best heather I've seen out of all the places I've been to the past couple of weeks. This woodland is quite big. It is huge, and it's covered in swathes of this heather. Let me just show you. You can see here the bracken is turning. So we've got the golden browny orange of the bracken, we've got the green of the bracken that's not turned yet, and we've got the purple and the pinks of the heather mixed in. Now, sun's going to rise over there. Have we got a composition here somewhere? Just using this path on the right, the colours of the heather and the bracken. So camera's set up, and I'm just refining the composition. I can't say I'm 100% happy with it, and I'm trying to adjust the camera so we've got less of the stone path in the shot and we've got more of the colour, and we've got a nice little clump of heather on the right hand side bottom of the frame. And I might just raise the tripod up actually. Let's just see if we can go a little higher with this, and then we can tilt down more and get a little bit more of that heather in. I think that's better. So now we're just waiting for that light to come into the sky. Nothing spectacular. We can just see actually the clouds are catching some light from the sun. So yeah, it's going to be colourful this. The colours are gorgeous, no doubt. It feels like an awkward composition, and there's no focal point to send the eye to. I think the eye's being driven to the right here, but hopefully if the sun pops up, the sun will become the focal point. Okay, we are going to wrap the video up now. I'm going to carry on taking shots of this location till the light gets too extreme. So anything else I get that's worthy of sharing will be on the end of this video. You'll also see images on my Instagram as well. Thank you very much for watching, and on that note, I'll see you later on the next one.